السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear Malaysian student, our section today is identification of unknown stain. Stains as what? Blood, semen, others as milk, saliva. In our curriculum, we must identify only both blood and semen stain. In this picture, there is a red color. Is this blood? Maybe yes, maybe no. It may be blood or it may be anything has a red color, as strawberry juice or red sauce. So, how to identify the blood stain? Identification of blood stain through is the stain is blood or not. It is for human or animals. And finally, how to prove the stain is related to certain individual. Prove the stain is blood via 3 steps. Number 1, physical characters. Number 2, screening tests. Number 3, confirmatory tests. Physical characters of blood, it depends on color and solubility. Physical characters depend on both color and solubility. A change in color as fresh blood is bright red, freely soluble in water. Old blood, the blood becomes brown, soluble in diluted acids and alkalis. Finally, very old blood is black, soluble in concentrated acids and alkalis. This picture demonstrates the change in blood according to the past time over the stain. Number 2, screening tests. Screening tests or macrochemical tests. Advantage, good negative. We will know now why good negative. Number 2, simple, as can be done on filter paper or test tube. The principle of these screening tests depends on the presence of peroxidase enzyme in blood, which is also present in other body secretions and vegetables. So the advantage is good negative, as the principle of these tests depend on presence of peroxidase enzyme, which not only present in blood, it may present in other body secretions and vegetables. So this screening test is preliminary test, need confirmatory test after them. So advantages is good negative, depends on presence of peroxidase enzyme, which is present in other body secretions and vegetables. Examples of screening test as phenolphthalein test and guaiacum test. Above is phenolphthalein, which is pink blue in color. Below is guaiacum, which is green blue in color. Phenolphthalein begins with P letter. Guaiacum begins with G letter. For remembering, phenolphthalein is pink in color. Guaiacum For also remembering begins with G, so the color is green. Phenolphthalein, pink in color. Guaiacum, green in color. It's only for remembering. Phenolphthalein reagent, Cassel-Myers reagent. Procedures: add 1 drop of suspected stain on filter paper plus 1 drop of the reagent and 1 drop of hydrogen peroxide H2O2. Principle: it is one of the screening tests, so it depends on the presence of peroxidase enzyme. Result: phenolphthalein P, pink bluish color appears. Value: it is one of the screening tests, so the stain may be blood. It is preliminary test. It is important to say may be blood, not it is blood. The stain may be blood. This is phenolphthalein test. Positive phenolphthalein test. The stain may be blood. Positive phenolphthalein test. The stain may be blood. Another test, guaiacum test. Reagent, guaiacum reagent. Procedures as phenolphthalein test. Add 1 drop of suspected stain on filter paper. Then put 1 drop of the reagent and finally put 1 drop of H2O2. Principle: it is also one of the screening tests, so it depends on the presence of peroxidase enzyme. Result: greenish blue colors appears. Guaiacum, green, greenish blue color appears. Value: it is one of the screening tests, so the stain may be blood. Again, it is preliminary test. Again and again, it is important to say in phenolphthalein or guaiacum test, value the stain may be blood. What is this? This is positive guaiacum test. The stain may be blood. Above is positive phenolphthalein test. Below positive guaiacum test. Value in both, the stain may be blood. The third stage of identification of blood stain is confirmatory tests. Confirmatory tests: number 1, microchemical tests as Takayama test and Tishman test. Number 2, spectroscopic examination, and finally microscopic examination. Microchemical tests, which are confirmatory. Advantage: it is good positive, prove that the stain contains hemoglobin. Number 2, done on dry stain. Confirmatory tests are good positive as its principle depends on presence of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is present only on blood. Hemoglobin only on blood. So the confirmatory tests are good positive, prove the stain is blood. Number 2, in advantages, done on a dry stain. Principle depends on formation of special crystals of hemoglobin derivatives after addition of specific chemicals to the blood. Principal formation of hemoglobin derivatives after addition of specific chemicals to the blood. This is Tishman test, positive Tishman test. And this is Takayama test. Above is positive Tishman test, below is positive Takayama test. Number 1, Tishman test, reagent, Tishman reagent. Procedures: add dry stain on a slide and crush it. Put a cover slip on the slide. Add few drop of the reagent and heat until air bubble start to appear. Leave it to cool. Then finally examine this slide under light microscope. Value, it is confirmatory test, so the value is the stain is blood. It is confirmatory test. The stain is blood. Again, this is positive Tishman test. Stain is blood. Again, positive Tishman test. Formation of small brown regular crystals with rhombic termination of acid hematine. Number 2, Takayama test, reagent, Takayama reagent. Procedures as Tishman test. Principle also as any confirmatory test depends upon formation of special crystals of hemoglobin derivatives after addition of specific chemicals to the blood. These crystals are hemochromogen crystals. Depend on formation of special crystals of hemoglobin derivatives after addition of specific chemicals to the blood. Hemochromogen crystals. A result: formation of needle salmon pink feathery shaped crystals of reduced alkaline hematine arranged in clusters or rosettes. Good, positive. Number 1, microchemical, Takayama Tishman. Number 2, spectroscopic examination. Number 3, microscopic examination. Again, physical character, color and solubility. Number 2, screening test, good negative, phenolphthalein and guaiacum. Confirmatory test, good positive, either microchemical tests, Takayama and Tishman, spectroscopic examination, and finally microscopic examination. So we proved the stain is blood. So now it is for human or animal. We will know that through microscopic examination, as human RBCs are rounded, biconcave, non-nucleated. Rounded, biconcave, non-nucleated human RBCs. Non-mammalian RBCs, oval, biconvex, and nucleated. Camel RBCs are oval, biconvex, and non-nucleated. Again, how to prove that the stain either blood for animal or human? Through microscopic examination. Under microscope, we will see the characters of RBCs. Human RBCs, round, biconcave, non-nucleated. Non-mammalian RBCs, reverse, oval, biconvex, and nucleated. Finally, camel RBCs are oval, biconvex and non-nucleated. Also, pre-17 test can differentiate human from animal proteins. How to prove the stain is related to certain individual? Either DNA fingerprinting or serological tests. Serological tests as typing of blood group systems, typing of red cells isoenzyme, typing of serum proteins as haptoglobin and transferrin, halotyping, HLA typing, and finally typing of hemoglobin. Medical legal importance of blood, criminal as crimes as rape, mass disasters, some problems as paternity and baby exchange, finally clinically as blood transfusion. Identification, identification either blood or not, human or not, identification of age as hemoglobin F present in fetus, race as hemoglobin S present in Negroes, sex as presence of Davidson body, and Y chromosome. Individualization of blood stain, the stain belongs to whom by DNA fingerprinting, cause of death as in fire, the carboxyhemoglobin level will increase, and oxyhemoglobin in cyanide poisoning. Cause of death, for example, carboxyhemoglobin elevates in fire, in any burn or fire, so I will know the cause of death from blood stain through level of carboxyhemoglobin. Source of blood according to level of oxyhemoglobin, it may be either venous, capillary, or arterial. Direction of movement of blood can give an idea about the direction of victim when attacked. Circular blood, circular blood in the ground mean perpendicular direction. This picture like tear or splash mean oblique direction. This direction of travel noted, I will know the direction of the victim when attacked. As this arrow will give an idea about the direction. Also, it can transform a pattern of shoes, fingerprints, or footprints, as all these pictures. Time of infliction of the crime from its color. As time passed, the color changed. Source of blood. As hemoptysis, the blood frothy, mucus, bright red, and alkaline. Abortion, blood contains fetal cells, amniotic fluid, also clotted, dark, and placental remnants. Menstrual, dark red, offensive, endometrial cells, vaginal cells, and finally acidic. Nasal, blood mixed with hair and mucus. Again, what is this? Positive Takayama test. What is this? Positive Tishman test. Above is positive phenolphthalein. The stain may be blood. Below, positive guaiacum test. The stain may be blood. Now we finish identification of blood stain, and we will start identification of seminal stain. Medico-legal importance of semen examination as in rape crime to identify the possible assailant. Number 2, in allegation of sodomy, and finally sexual murders. From where semen is collected? From crime scene and body, and finally clothes. Crime scene, body, and clothes. Semen consists of spermatozoa plus seminal plasma. Seminal plasma is a mixture of secretion derived from the male accessory reproductive organ. Accessory reproductive organs like what? Like epididymis, seminal vesicles, prostate, vasa deferentia, pulpo-urethral, and urethral glands. The seminal plasma contains visceral substance as citric acid, potassium choline phosphate, spermine, zinc, calcium, enzymes as fibrinogenase and others enzymes. Identification of semen. Items of identification of semen are similar to identification of blood stain. Is the stain is semen for human or animal, and finally how to prove the stain is related to certain individual. Is the stain is semen? Physical examination, chemical tests, microscopic examination. Chemical tests as Florence test and Barbeриus test. Both are preliminary tests, so in their value the stain may be blood. The stain may be semen. Both tests are preliminary tests, not conclusive. So their values are the stain may be semen. Urine plus milk give the same result pale blue fluorescence under ultraviolet light as this picture. Chemical tests either Florence test or Barbeриus test. Number 1, Florence test, reagent, Florence reagent. The principle, it is based on formation of brown rhombic crystals of what? Of choline periodide. So choline is detected in this method. Florence test depends on formation of brown rhombic crystals of choline periodide. Principle depends on detection of choline in this method. Technique: stained fabric is soaked with few drops of acidulated water, 1 drop HCl plus 50 ml distilled water. A drop from clothes is squeezed on a glass slide. Put it to evaporate. till it is dry, covered with a cover slip, and 1 drop of reagent is added, then examined at once under light microscope. A result, formation of brown rhombic crystals of choline bear iodide arranged in clusters or crossed, and it is important to know it disappeared after half an hour. Value: the stain may be seen as this picture. This picture, positive Florence test. Result: formation of brown rhombic crystals of what? Of choline bear iodide arranged in clusters or crossed. يبقى this slide is positive Florence test. Result: formation of brown rhombic crystals of choline bear iodide arranged in clusters or crossed. The stain may be seen. The stain may be seen. Number 2, Barbeриus test. Reagent: saturated aqueous solution of picric acid. Principle: it is based on formation of yellowish green needle crystals of spermine picrate. Spermine is detected in this method. So in Florence test, choline is detected in Florence test. In Barbeриus test, spermine is detected in this method. Value: the stain may be seen as it is preliminary test. Picture: this is positive Barbeриus test. The stain may be semen. The stain may be semen. Result: formation of yellowish green needle crystals of what? Of spermine picrate arranged in fissary or star shaped. So the stain may be semen. Microscopic examination. Microscopic detection of spermatozoa by hematoxylin and eosin. To see the formation of spermatozoa, structure of spermatozoa as this picture. We prove the stain is semen. So now it is human or animal. Is the stain is human? Through Precipitin test. Precipitin test can differentiate human from animal proteins. Seminal stain belongs to whom? Via serological tests and DNA fingerprinting. Revision. What is this? Positive Barbeриus test. The stain may be semen. Above, positive phenolphthalein test. The stain may be blood. Below, positive guaiacum test. The stain may be blood. Positive Tishman test. The stain is blood. Positive Takayama test. The stain is blood. And finally, thank you.